Hey there, Michael Griffiths here, founder of Referral Marketing Guru. Hope you're doing fantastic and welcome to this week's Get More Referrals Today podcast. So I spent the last 4 or 5 days at a strategic alliance conference, online, getting up nice and early, 3 a.m. my time, and spending like 8 hours a day at this particular conference. And what fascinates me is that the people there are all there to build strategic alliances. It's the name of the conference. It's pretty straightforward. But it's such an array of different people and different approaches. And I want to be able to share the 3 biggest mistakes that I've seen over the last 3 days around how people try to connect, how people try to build these alliances, how people go about knowing that this is vital to growing their business. Like as coaches, consultants, professional service providers, we know relationships are important. But there's a couple of things that we just shoot ourselves in the foot because we're constantly in the wrong part of our brain. So if you've been around us, you know that getting referrals, using our networks, leveraging through partnerships isn't hard to do when you tap into the limbic part of the brain, the part of the brain that creates feelings. It doesn't understand language. It's not logical. It doesn't actually even understand the words that are being said. It completely goes off feel. And that's how all trust, loyalty, emotional bonds are created. It's actually got nothing to do with what you say. So I'm going to dive into 3 big things that I was seeing where I sort of just go, ugh, please stop. Don't do that. But before I get there, I want to be able to share this with you because there's something which definitely noticing. And it comes down to people going, well, getting referrals or growing my business through referrals and through word of mouth, it's slow. It takes too long. So they go and try other things. And whether that be Facebook ads or SEO or Google pay-per-click, or they pay for sponsorships or whatever they chose to do, they believe it's a magic pill that is magically going to happen. But you know what? In anything to do with business and to do with people needing to be able to use your service, it comes down to, do I resonate with you? Therefore, do I respect you? And do you inspire me to do something different, to have the change that I'm looking to? And unless those 3 takes place, it doesn't matter what channel you use. Whether you go to networking events, whether you want it through referrals, whether you want it through Facebook ads, whether you want it through SEO or Google pay-per-click or through radio, TV, it's still exactly the same principle that you need to be thinking about. So referrals are really easy in that someone is already transferring their credibility to you when you go to speak to that person. So John comes along and says, hey, John, it says, hey, Michael, I've got this great person, Sue, that I want you to be able to talk to. Well, Sue already has this little bit of know you, like you, trust you element because John has transferred his credibility to me. So I'm already a little bit further down the track and in front of the game. And that's why it's so much easier to be able to convert referrals than it is of any sort of other form of traffic. But the principles of what then I need to do with Sue, for Sue to resonate with me, for Sue then to be able to respect what I say and how I say it and what I do and the solutions we offer, to then be inspired by what it is we do, for Sue to be able to go, I reckon that could actually work for me. I reckon that could help me. And until any of those things happen, you ain't going to get new clients. So I want you to be thinking about that. And as I get through these 3 things that I sort of have wrapped up as the 3 mistakes that I've seen over the last few days at this conference, you'll start to see why those things weren't happening. And therefore, we shoot ourselves in the foot. It's amazing how many times we're shooting ourselves in the foot every single day, thinking we're actually doing the right thing because we just don't know any different. But we are so far away from actually doing the right thing. So let's dive into it. Number 1, being ego-driven. Now, I get it. Our brain is hardwired for survival. That's why your brain's there. Back in the caveman days, it was there to protect us from the saber-toothed tigers and the wild animals. It was there to make sure that we could hunt, that we could reproduce, that we could build shelter, that we could protect ourselves. Our brain is there for survival. Fast forward, our brain hasn't developed or changed a great deal. Our brain is still there for survival. So when you think, and I hear this all the time when I'm talking to people, and people, it's like, well, I've got to try to better you, or I've got to try to say something that makes me look good, or I've got to try to say something that will impress you. And it's all ego-driven, coming from this survival mentality. And if you're in this survival mentality, you're in what I would call this transactional mode. You can't build loyalty, trust, or bond when somebody is in a transactional mode. So if what you're saying is coming more from, I need to prove to you that I am worth doing things with you, you're actually having the complete opposite effect in the feeling that you need to create in a potential referral source, in a potential prospect, in a potential partner, anyone in your networks. You're actually hurting yourself, and you're doing the opposite to what's supposed to happen. Great example. Well, someone who I was in a room with multiple times over these 3 days. And they didn't say a great deal, so I didn't know a great deal about them. So my first message always is, I'll just make up a name. Hey, Richard, so good to be with you at Strategic Alliance Live. We're in a whole bunch of different rooms together. I reckon the universe is telling us that maybe we should talk more and see how we could help one another. I come from a point of curiosity. That's it. I've got nothing to prove to Richard. Richard's got nothing to prove to me. Because in essence, if you're looking for referral partners, the only thing you're basing your first decision on is, do I actually get a good feeling about this person? And you'll rationalize that as simply going, do they do a good job? Or do I really think that they can help my clients? Whatever you say is over in that cortex part of the brain. The very first thing that happens on a subconscious level that you will then justify is just simply, do I get a good feeling about this person? And without that, nothing else can happen. So if you come from your ego and you come from a look at me, or I've got something to prove, or I'm doing great things and I'm going to tell you all about it, you turn the other person off straight away. Because in the end, the part of the brain that matters, that you are trying to convince, hey, it's there for survival. It's just going, danger, 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 go away. That's actually what's taking place. So what we need to make sure we do is that we come from a place of curiosity. Could there be a fit? Don't know. Could we do some good things together? Maybe. Don't know. Am I going to actually care about what you do? Don't know until you start telling me. But unless I come from this place, I've got nothing else to prove. And it's so powerful, because Richard's response was, or maybe you could do this, or maybe you could do this, and I've been this, and I've been this, and I've won this, and I've done this. And it was like trying to prove that he's worthy to talk. And I'm like, you could be the most amazing person that I just know nothing about, but you've sport it, because what you've written back, I've just sort of, it feels like just too hard work. So come from a place of curiosity rather than ego. I reckon the next big one is what I would call, and it's down in this being process-driven, this amber level that we talk about in the limbic advantage, and it's what we call script creation, where all you're doing is reaching out to people and you're using a script. And I get it. You're trying to save time. You maybe even getting a VA to do it. But it's easy to see. And therefore, what feeling are you creating in the other person? See, what you're actually saying to the other person is, you know what? I actually don't really value your time at all. And therefore, everybody gets this, and whoever bites, bites. It is just being process driven. And when we're just process driven, you can't be heartfelt. Like, there are three things, if you're around us and you understand this limbic advantage that we talk about, to create overwhelming trust, to create profound loyalty, to create this deep emotional bonds, which is what you need if you're going to grow your business through referrals, and you're going to increase your client retention, and you're going to create your networks talking about you wherever they go. Now, that's a really easy way to grow a business. In fact, honestly, it is the fastest way to grow a business. But you've got to go, you know what? How do I resonate with people? Well, you don't resonate with people if someone just sends you a cold email saying, I've just been on your website and you've got blah, 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 blah problems. What do you do to that? You hit delete. Okay, so you're not being as bad as that by being able to send a script, a copy and paste. But in essence, you're valuing them just as much as the spam is valuing you, sending you a spam email. And it creates exactly that same feeling. So look, I've got no problem in being able to have the same thing being sent to multiple people. Hopefully you change the name. But think about what emotion you are trying to create, what feeling you are trying to create in them. And if you're going to have someone else do this, you better be really good at training them on how to be you. And that's where I would say 99% of people fail miserably. Because they just go, oh, I don't want to do this job. I'm going to give it to you and hope that they've got the skill set. They don't. They're in their logical cortex brain, probably even more than what you are. At least as a business owner, at least you've got a bit of creativity and a bit of oomph in you to be able to actually be able to become that. They're not. They're used to being that sort of I personality of dot the I's, cross the T's, tick, 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 tick. And if they're in that, they're not creating any emotion or feeling whatsoever in what's being sent out. And trust me, you can see. I got a bunch of things sitting on my email and I look at it and I just go, oh, you've sent that to everybody, delete. You sent that to everybody, delete. So don't get to the point where getting through as many as you possibly can is more important than actually trying to build the feelings that are required. And that's no different to if you're with a prospect, a referral source, a new referral, trying to create a partnership. If you're dealing with humans, no matter what sort of business you have, if you are dealing with humans, hint, 99.9999% of you, then the way you make them feel determines whether they do anything with you or not. It's just that simple. So the second one is get away from being script creation. So we had ego driven. You've got to get to curiosity. Right? There's no point big noting yourself. No one cares. You're doing that from your own ego. Script creation, where you go, yes, here's a great script. Let me just send it out to as many people as I can and hopefully some fish bite. And then you come to me and you go, well, no one even replied. It's because you've gone from logical brain and you need to go to heartfelt brain. So the last one is around having outcome mindset. And this is probably the biggest problem. Because again, we're in the wrong part of our brain the majority of our day. We have to be logical. We have to be rational. We have to be analytical. That's how you're probably making most of your decisions. But if you want to then get into transforming your referrals, your client retentions, you've got to be in this limbic brain, which isn't outcome focused because it doesn't understand language. It is feeling focused. And it's where we talk about brain chemical approach. And every little aspect of our business is about how we're creating these brain chemicals. One of our 9 accelerators is called the systems revamp, where we elevate every system within your business to be able to put brain chemicals into it. Like, that's how important. whether it's an email signature, an invoice you send out, the way the phone's answered, the way you follow up on something, the way you do anything at all has to go from this outcome mindset, tick the box for the sake of ticking the box, to this brain chemical approach. So it's no surprise that if you were just to look right now, your best referral sources, you probably have this overwhelming trust with each other. You probably have this profound loyalty with each other. You probably have these emotional bonds with each other. Now, for most people, they'll go, well, that just takes time to build. Rubbish. Relationships don't take time to build. We can build relationships literally in minutes. It's the moments that people remember when you made them feel a particular way. So if you're looking right now at how do I increase my referrals, you need to think about what we've just gone through. Are you actually trying to increase your referrals going, well, let's do this, tick, 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 tick. And then you come and you go, oh, it didn't work. I know exactly why it didn't work. If you want to increase your referrals, then you need to get to what we call activating extraordinary moments throughout your business. Moments that create this overwhelming trust, this profound loyalty, these deep emotional bonds. Because when you start doing that, that's when you have moments that people will remember. Depending on when you are watching or listening to this, we might have coming up really soon. One might have just gone, but one will be coming up because we run them every second month. We've got our Referral Growth Summit. The link is in the show notes below. Just see when the next one is. And we're going to break down all 9 key accelerators. We're going to break down how do you actually activate extraordinary moments to create this trust, this loyalty, this bond. 3 key levers. And we're going to walk through all of that with this Referral Growth Summit. Free to join. Just give us your time and be serious that this is a priority for you right now. And if it's not a priority, that's absolutely fine too. So look at the link below for michaelgriffiths.com.au/growth summit, and you'll be able to find all the details. As always, hey, if you love the episode, we'd love for you to be able to share it around. Subscribe to us on your favorite podcast platform, iTunes, Google Play, Spotify. Follow us on any of your social platforms. Make sure you're on our YouTube channel, Referral Marketing Guru. Hit that subscribe button so you never miss a video that we put up. We're putting up videos every sort of second day, Monday podcast, Wednesday video, Friday video. So don't ever miss something that's going to help you transform your referrals, your client retention, and in the end, fast track your business growth, because that's what we want you to be able to do. If you can do that, you're going to make bigger impact, you're going to be a bigger inspiration to more people, and you can help contribute and change society for the better. That's what lights me up. Okay, guys, till next time, take care, and I'll speak to you real soon. See you later.